this right? Am I saying the right thing? Something in my eye. Oh well. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Carissa Oliver Chanel, and welcome to my January 2024 wrap up. I read 5 books this month and I'm gonna talk to you about them now. So the first book I read this month was A Christmas Gift, Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. I started this at the end of December, but I finished on the 3rd of January, so it's the first book I finished, and it was probably 3 stars. I wasn't really enjoying it in the beginning, like I was, but I wasn't like, ooh, like I was just getting through it, you know? But then I was really surprised at myself at how fast I was getting through it. And normally, like when I get to the end of a chapter, I put the book down for a minute, check my phone, or check how many pages the next chapter is, and I wasn't. I was just like going straight on as if it was the next paragraph, which is a good sign for a book, but I still wasn't really enjoying it, so I was kind of confused by that. Maybe I liked the writing but not the storyline, or the other way around. I don't really know, I can't put my finger on it, but it was alright. And then towards the end, is this right? Am I saying the right thing? Like, it was fine in the beginning, but it was like nothing special. I think that's where I'm going with it. And then towards the end, I didn't really enjoy the end. It dragged, I lost interest. Yeah, it was just weird to read. I don't know, it was just like, basically the story is Emmeline starts reading this book and then realises that it's about her life, and the author is her childhood sweetheart / teenage best friend, sweetheart, that kind of a thing, and they lost contact, haven't spoken in a decade or something like that. So it's kind of weird, like you're reading a book, but then in the book there's big chapters from this other book, because obviously that's you learning about her life. But yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, I forgot to get them. I've been inspired by Brando's books on Instagram. Back in November I saw she was making a video where she was making granny squares, crocheting granny squares to represent books that she was reading and enjoying. And I saw it and I was like, hey, imagine if I did that for every book I read in 2024, and that's my book journal for the year. So I was meant to show you, but I forgot. And I have really not a long time before I need to leave the house, so I can't go and get them, but it's fine. I just did a wipe. I don't really know what to do. It's the first one I've done. I hadn't crocheted before, so I had to have a few goes at it, but that's on my Instagram. But I just did a white square with beads threaded onto it. But yeah, like I said, 3 stars, Swear on This Life by Renee Carlino. It was fine, but well, put it this way. Before I sat down to film this video, I had to read the back again because I could not remember what the book was about, and I was like, oh yeah. So I feel like that tells you enough. Anyway, then I finished my first audiobook of the year that same day, which I was annoyed because if I had thought about it properly, I would have finished this last year, since I only had like 40 minutes left to finish this year. But never mind. That was 29 Gifts by Cami Walker, narrated by Tavia Gilbert, and I really enjoyed that. I think I'd go 4 stars, maybe even more. It's about how giving can improve and enhance your life, change your life just in so many positive ways. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to be for everyone. I am a giver. And so for me, it was like, oh yeah, it just reminded me of all the wonderful things about giving and how much it can benefit you personally, but also everyone around you and people you don't even know. Yeah, really recommend that if you're kind of interested in that kind of a thing. Basically, it's called 29 Gifts because she gave away a gift every day for 29 days. And I think she's just kept doing it now. And there's a website all about it. But yeah, brilliant little nice read. And then I read my January poll winner, which was Chasing the Scream by Johann Hari. This is a book all about the war on drugs, and it was fantastic. I would highly recommend reading this book. Johann Harry's, one of his earliest memories is trying to wake up a relative who had overdosed, and he didn't manage to. And so he's gone on this journey to try and find out more about drugs and why people get addicted and why so many people get addicted, and didn't realise how much of a journey that was going to take him on. And he learned so much stuff which he has presented so well in this book. And yeah, I have already bought a copy of this for one of my friends because I think the message was just so powerful. One of the main taglines is the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection. And I think that's so true, and people look down so harshly on addicts without understanding that these are just people who have been unlucky. And actually, I think I'm right in saying that according to the book, only 10 to 20 or 10 to 15, something like that, % of people who use drugs actually become addicted to them, because people use them recreationally. People get addicted if they just have other things in their life that they simply can't cope with any other way. And people are just so negative about addicts, but they shouldn't be. This is just a brilliant read, and I would urge everybody to read this book. Yeah. And I do believe now that drugs should be decriminalised. I've said it, and I think you'll think it too if you read this book. Oh bloody hell, I gotta go. Earlier in the month, Ben and I went to Manchester and found a lovely little shop cafe called Queer Lit, which is a bookshop full of queer literature. And I bought 2 books, one being Solitaire by Alice Oseman and the other being Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. This is a YA sapphic romance about Imogen, obviously, oh my god. About the main character Imogen, who goes to visit her friend at college who is queer and has a whole group of queer friends, and Imogen believes she is straight as a pole, and then over the course of the book realises that's not actually true. This was kind of the opposite to Sir in This Life, in that in the beginning I was not really enjoying it. With the car to go past. And then towards the end I did start to enjoy it a lot more. I think I'd probably give this 3 stars as well, possibly up to 3.5. It's just, I know it's YA, so this is going to sound ridiculous, but sometimes they do just come across so immature, and I just don't like it. But then, is that YA books? Is that just that YA is not my taste? I don't think so, because some YA books I absolutely love. For example, Alice Oseman, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I don't know, but she was so strong in her beliefs of who she was, which is good, but she wasn't able or willing to see past that and how that might not be true for a long time in the book. And I understand that that was the whole point of the book, but as soon as she started to accept even just that she might not be straight, then the book got so much better for me. I just think sexuality and gender are so much more fluid than people think, and people don't need to be so dramatic about how straight they are. Do you know what I mean? Probably a bit controversial what I just said, but I don't know, I'm not very good at wording my feelings about the books, but that's just kind of what I got. And then I finished the book with another one I bought this, oh my gosh, I finished the month with another book I bought this month, this time in Ludlow, in a lovely book called Castle Bookshop, called 84 Charing Cross Road by Helena Hanff, which was not in any way what I expected it to be. So this has been on my to access TBR from the very beginning. I must have seen it recommended online and just put it on the list. I thought it was going to be a cute little fiction book about a little bookshop, kind of similar to Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Wrong. It is a series of letters, if I show you, sent by Helena Hanff to this bookshop, and she made a pen pal friend with one of the members of staff at the bookshop. It's all true, so these are all type-ups of the original letters, I think, that were sent between Helena Hanff in New York and Fragdal in London at this bookshop. So it was nice, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. And also I didn't realise it's 2 books. So I've read the first one, and then there's also The Duchess of Bloomsbury Street, which I've decided to put this away for now because the letter format just wasn't what I wanted, and I just kind of got through it. I'd probably give that, I don't know, 2.753 stars. And that's about it. Oh, also the reason I read this was because my TBR jar prompt for the month was a book with an animal on the cover, and it has a little dog. So those are all the books I read in the month of January. Pretty good start to the year with reading, I'd say, but hopefully lots of room for improvement. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great year, and I'll see you in the next one.